but this will do for now.
I bet that's something you could do on like Fiverr or something.
I could, but what I want to do is see what someone will charge for a headshot, and then also, or if I can get a good rate on a full body portrait, because we've got that going for a couple of characters. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I'm thinking about it. Anyway, where did right, that wound up in downloads, so it's that. So let's go here and rename that. All right. It's a tiny little PNG, so it shouldn't take too long. There we go. Let me just drop that on the blank, or on this map for now. That didn't show up, which tells me something's behaving strangely. Oh, why did it save it as a WebP image? Give me 1 second. It's supposed to be a PNG. Why did it upload as WebP? No, okay, so it's a PNG. Great. Now why? Ah. All right, so it's going to complain about that. So why is it? So if it says it wants WebP to be what it uses, why is it not displaying it properly? Give me a split second. I'm gonna. Do you need the update to Group's character sheet? In general, the answer is almost always no, but it's also almost always the case that the update won't be a bad thing for you.
Yeah, I'll
All right,
wait
let's
to
try.
do that on a different day in case it causes any problems. But we're on record day, so
Idea. Right. All right. Now this is. Now, if I go here and drag that, it didn't do anything either. Wow, this
Are
is
you on the right
impressively
layer
bad.
or whatever?
Yes, I am. I am. This is impressively unhelpful. Okay. Yeah, 1 second. I bet I'm going to sound a little patchy for a minute here.
I see a token.
Oh, that's the one. Why it wouldn't behave the first time, I don't know. We are trying. Well, we'll see if something works, but for the moment, that is our representation of her for now. I will have something a little bit better in the future, but this is what I can find off of what's available to me right now. So
She's suspiciously cat-like.
Yeah, that's an accident. That was not intentional. That's just what I could find. That wasn't obviously medieval or had hair, and didn't involve going to an AI generator.
excellent.
Yeah, something more suitable will be found. But yeah, feline features are not intended. They are coincidence of source that was available to me. So, I drag that there now. Okay, now it's working properly and promptly. Okay, so when we left off, the party had spent some time interrogating 2 prisoners. There was some threats, a tiny little amount of torture. Looking at you, Livia.
I am completely innocent.
And
Torture. I hardly knew her.
completely unrepentant, I'll allow that. And then you guys got information. You got the name of your target. What is his name?
John
Or
Marco.
not the name of your target, or rather, the name of the guy who hired, whose thugs these folks are. The name of
Yasith Khan.
Person who wanted you targeted. Say that one more time.
Yasith Khan.
Great. You found out where he can most commonly be found, where he seems to run his little empire from. The
Jack of
casino,
Hearts.
the Jack of Hearts. Yes. So, you did a little bit of shopping and have resolved to try to, well, to try to stop him, or to raid his casino, after first hopefully planting a bomb at the electrical substation that likely supplies power to his casino. You're also expecting that, given the size of the facility, it probably has its own backup generators, and you wanted to try and plant bombs there as well, so that you could hopefully have, I don't know, some sort of threat or deterrent. And you've secured materials to do that with. Now comes, I guess, unless you folks have changed your mind in any way, comes the process of trying to actually plant those bombs.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep. And to be clear,
all right,
to my teammates here, this is like a plan C. Like, I'm not gonna like detonate right off the rip or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. All right. Oh, this is annoying. All right.
Well, ideally, we won't even have
I should have checked that.
deal with him.
Oh, don't we have to?
I should have checked that.
Aren't we talking
you're
to
good.
him?
I'm thinking aloud. That's a good question. Sounds like there's some confusion about what you're doing in the first place.
I mean, he is the most likely, the most direct lead to Orlando Navarro, but I'd like to do some additional investigation if I can avoid potentially running into a direct conflict with the local crime lord. I would prefer that outcome.
So you want to try and get information from him without talking to him, then?
Not necessarily information from him, just additional information from other sources.
Like his laptop.
You'll have to be more specific, because I now have no idea what you mean. What you want to do.
Electronics. I've got some skills.
I could touch base with local law enforcement, for example, to see if I know that he's not currently active, but that doesn't necessarily mean he isn't on their radar.
All right.
So,
The question then is, Livia has discussed something they want to try and start doing
mhm.
now, and I want to know what you want to do now, or if you have any instructions that might countermand what someone else is planning to do.
I would say this:
Like,
if
is there a
it-
plan? Because you're the captain, I need you to simply decide. So go
so
for it.
let's. I like above the table. I don't want to keep splitting the party, but like, it wouldn't hurt to split up. You know, let Livia actually handle the whole crime boss thing, and then I can go and
And like, if you succeed more than I do, then I'll just retrieve my bombs, and we never have to deal with them.
okay. So yeah, that sounds like a plan.
All right.
So,
Like, this
So
is
you
an
intend to try
intimidation
and work with
tactic.
two-
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoops.
All right. Then let's start with Livia first, because that's addressing something that I've somewhat planned for. Now, we're going to attempt to operate this little breaking and entering at the electrical substation that you had in mind, theater of the mind, as much as possible.
Sure.
So I will draw a map if we get to the point where I absolutely have to, because we can't function without one. But I'm going to strive to keep this, again, theater of the mind. So, this world is sufficiently low tech and was built, like the city was started at a sufficiently low tech level, and
There we go.
without existing space constraints. What now?
I just found a reasonable picture. All right, this will do. Do you
What do you
think?
got?
Do you think this might kind of be a general?
Where are we at? yeah, on your stream. Okay. 1 second. Didn't actually have it up yet. Okay. So not quite, because
Oh.
there's a lot more. I don't know if you've seen an electrical substation like we have out here in the Midwest. Give me a second.
Seen plenty of them in Fallout 76.
Okay. So if you just go to substation on Wikipedia,
I've seen one of these in real life. We've driven by this.
yeah, that's the kind of thing. That's the
Okay.
kind of thing you're talking about. So what you'd not be terribly familiar with that from your home world, which is sufficiently densely populated and urbanized where you've been, that a lot of that kind of infrastructure has been, wherever possible, moved underground.
Okay.
But here, this world, this city was designed with no particular space constraints, and at a sufficiently low-tech level with an eye towards cost cutting, such that just building it above ground and taking up a bunch of space to do it wasn't an issue.
It was built
That's
in
the
the
same kind
70s.
of thing. That's the same kind of reason why, right? So many, small towns where I live in Minnesota have big open, not open, but like big out in the, just built out substations, even though we're in the middle of a tornado country, is because space isn't a concern, and money to try and build it in a less vulnerable way is much more of a concern. So you got the same deal here. There's going to be perimeter security. There may be cameras. There may be patrols. But unlike where you're, compared to where you're from, where it might be an underground complex, where just reaching it might be an interesting challenge, let alone getting inside. Not to say that this is easy. You're going to have to pass multiple layers of security, but it's doable.
Query.
Yes, HK-47?
Why so many layers of security? When we drive by these things out here on the East Coast, there's like one little like toll booth type structure with like one guard, because they're not like huge spots for major crime.
Are they built? So, right. So here's the question. A couple of questions. One is, what are we talking about? One that's supplying a major city?
I don't know.
Or-
We've just driven by them.
Right.
I don't think
So
the ones that we
security
have
can
around
be
here
heavier.
are. Yeah, I don't think the ones that we have around where we live are intended for like huge, like sections of the grid. I think that they're meant for like smaller sections of the grid. So I don't think that we have the ones like you're talking about. I think ours are probably smaller than what you're
Okay.
So
referring
most
to.
of such places around here where I live happen also to have essentially, a chain link fence, potentially with some barbed wire at the top to discourage random teenagers from climbing inside, and a locked gate, and maybe not even someone regularly watching that gate,
Yeah.
other than maybe a camera. But we are talking about here something that's providing electricity to an urban area, including areas adjacent to or part of the actual spaceport facilities. And as such, there are the threat of someone trying to damage the electrical infrastructure here for reasons not dissimilar to why you're trying to damage the electrical infrastructure here, or be prepared to damage it. Like, that is a real concern that apparently somebody has had to consider in the past and plan for. So, and as I said, you're going to have a fence, which you'll have to get through or over. It's not going to be a place where you can just sort of walk on in, because there will be a monitored gate. There may be security on patrol, and there's likely to be cameras. As the grand scale of things go, like, your character, if not you as the player, would be familiar with the fact that there's a lot of ways you could apply more security than that. Things like, laser tripwires and, again, an underground facility where even reaching it would be difficult. Like, you can put it in a way more controlled environment. But there will be security, and there's going to be security because of what this is supplying power to, and thus whose interests are being protected by protecting the power station, and how much money those people whose interests are being protected have.
Sure.
After all, this is supplying to someone who runs multiple casinos and the like. They probably have money, they probably have connections to powerful people, and they probably have leaned on someone to make sure that their power supply is protected. Ideally in a way that taxpayers pay for and not themselves. So, that's why. Give me a moment to catch up with what's going on in the chat, because I've been walking around.
Oh,
Okay.
He's just telling me it's just to download more RAM.
just download more RAM. How hard could it be?
Yeah. So, yeah, 12 stealth. So 12 stealth is not bad. But it does mean you'll want to be careful and do things like use your other skills to try and prepare yourself in advance so
Yeah,
that you can give yourself bonuses.
I've got a
later.
recon drone. I was planning on using that.
Yes. That would be a good place to start. So, what is your plan, and do you have any questions for me to try and understand the environment of the world before you get started, before you attempt to commence a plan? You know, is there any information you feel like you're missing before you get started and find yourself in a situation where, boy, I wish I'd known that?
I mean, that's
Not that you can't get information later, but I'm trying.
yeah, that's difficult to say. That's like a very Brennan Lee Mulligan. I won't know the prompts if I haven't seen the prompts until I see them, and then I'll let you know if I've seen them before. It's like I don't know the questions to ask until the questions come up.
How many sessions, Plank, do you wager before I get to hand out a plaque for having done the same bit 10 times?
He hasn't we share an account which is approved by Dropout, by the way, viewers.
Yeah.
And he only watches Dimension 20, which is fine, but I've been trying to get him to watch Game Changer and make some noise forever.
I also have a weird autistic way that I use YouTube. I don't follow recommendations. I follow content creators, and then I just go down the list of the little blue dots next to the content creators that indicate new content.
Maddening.
And
that's constant.
I go down that list, watch all the videos that have been updated for the day before moving on to other things. But if I miss like a day of watching all of my daily uploads, then that puts me behind like a week of watching all of the videos to catch up.
So, you're not sure what questions you feel you need to ask.
Yeah.
Okay. But you think you understand what you're trying to do, and there's nothing that stands out to you, you the player right now, as a gap in your understanding or some gigantic assumption that you're suddenly not sure of. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand that there's a little bit more security than I might be used to for like an intro dungeon situation. A tutorial dungeon. I'm about to do GURPS Bleak Falls Barrow.
A bit. So Bleak Falls Barrow is a terrible tutorial as dungeons go. There are so many things that you run into there that you never run into anywhere else. Anyway, so go ahead and give me a do you have electronics operation surveillance?
Oh God. Probably not.
I probably do.
I have electronics repair.
I sure do.
Captain, do you want to assist her with the drone?
Oh, I have electronics operation security as a chip. That's not surveillance though.
That would be useful. That would be useful. The skills default to each other better than they default to intelligence. It depends on if the captain wants to spend time helping you with the recon flight, or if he wants to immediately get started.
You know what? It's daytime. And Livia isn't really gonna do the dang thing until nightfall. So I guess I could spend part of the day, like prepping, helping Livia prep, and do stuff that would require like the actual surveillance.
All right. In that case, Captain, go ahead and give me an electronics operation surveillance check. And Livia, give me an observation check.
Ooh. Everything is 12, almost all the way down.
Yeah. I mean, 12 is a good place to start while you're getting started
Oh,
adventuring, trying to establish basic competency in a bunch of things.
that's a success by 4, it seems, if I'm doing this math right. 4, 5, 6,
All
7,
right.
8.
So we have a
Yes.
success by 3 and a success by 4 from you.
Yay.
I should note I can't see your dice tray anywhere. That's not an issue for me right now. But,
Really?
no, I can't see it.
Oh! Turn on camera. There we go.
Great. All right. Again, not a huge issue for me.
I can fix this.
Especially since the other guy, the other player is local. They're locally with you. But yeah. So we've got that.
I got it. It just should be up there
Great.
now. In some capacity.
Okay. Yep, I see it. So, that means, over the course of an hour of careful flying, like in most regions that have, a spaceport nearby, flight ceiling in which your drone is allowed to operate is pretty carefully limited. There's also limits on where you're able to, like, how close to major public infrastructure you're allowed to fly. And so part of what the captain and with some assistance from Sirulas are doing is monitoring spaceport traffic to try and keep the drone high, but keep it from drawing attention so that it can observe without getting you folks in trouble. With a success by 3 on electronics operation surveillance, your surveillance drone is able to spend about an hour carefully loitering over this substation and getting recording a variety of footage of the area. Then, so during that hour, and another hour after that of just reviewing footage, you, Livia, are able to gather some of the following information. There are 3 entry points to this substation. One of them is a locked door that doesn't appear to be regularly manned. One of them is a locked door, but is like facing an open, a vacant lot. One of them is what looks like a main entrance. It has that sort of like toll booth style entry guard post.
Uh-huh.
And there's a third that appears to be the primary entrance. It has both a large automated, not automated, but like electronically operated, like door, electronic opening gate for ground vehicle traffic, as well as a smaller automatic gate for foot traffic. And that normally has 2 people on duty. All of the security performs their patrols, their sentry duty from inside the fence. Nobody's patrolling outside the fence. And you count a total of 6 personnel on security, with 2 of them at the main gate, 1 of them at the secondary gate, and 3 of them patrolling at set intervals.
Okay.
There are a number of cameras. You are, however, familiar with the locations of cameras.
Oh yeah, that's a thing that
so how I'm gonna treat, basically, because of this, you know where cameras are. Which means that as you go to make things like stealth checks, if you don't have neutralized if the cameras aren't neutralized, you will be getting a bonus to certain stealth checks in certain situations to avoid being caught on camera.
Sweet.
Because I don't have again, I'm not planning for this to be a major like scene of a gunfight or anything. I don't have a detailed map of an electrical substation to work with, and I don't have cameras marked on it. Otherwise, that would be a thing I would be letting you know right now. Is here's the map, here's where they all are.
Cool.
But for what you've got, that is what you are aware. The fence seems to be well enough maintained that there aren't any existing holes. But it doesn't appear to be made of any like super. Like, it doesn't seem to be made. It doesn't look like it's made of any super exotic materials, but it'd be hard to say until you like get close to it. And there are some lights around the place to try and illuminate it at night. However, they don't appear to offer complete coverage at night. You're not completely sure because you're looking at it in the day, and it's always hard to say how well lights will work at night. But
Well,
that's what you know.
I also have
You've
something
also
for that.
You've also located the sort of security office at this facility, which is about 20 feet back from the main gate. So it's not in the middle of the compound, but it's into the compound. And with that, while I'm not showing you, the player, a detailed map, your character has access to a map, even though they don't necessarily know what everything on that map does. And you can ask for the kinds of information that you believe your character might be able to discern from that map, and I'll attempt to answer those questions for you. At this point, we're about 2.5 to 3 hours into the day. What other preparations do you want to make that you think the captain could help you with? And otherwise, what do you want to do?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I've known this guy for 3 days, so I don't know his full skill set. I'm not sure how much in the way of prep work. I just want to generally remind you that I do have some bonuses to my detection, like my multispectral chameleon and whatever this radar stealth means, I forget. Detection -6. I guess that's a deterrent on my enemies.
Let me check. Trying to read that on your the surface of your suit. Yes. So that doesn't include the helmet, but yes. It's equipped with radar stealth and a chameleon surface. So depending on how you're being searched for, you have your armor will help cover you.
Okay.
Help protect you. That's what that's saying.
How's your skill with explosives?
Oh.
Explosives demolition?
Oh shit. I mean, I thought I thought it would just be as simple as just sticking it on the side of something and running.
All right, I'm gonna help prep the explosives so that theoretically all Livia has to do is stick it on the wall and run.
Good call.
Very good. Give me an explosive. Actually, I'm gonna make that check. What's your explosives demolition skill, Captain?
12.
Very good. You have now have. Are you making one? So she bought two
I think
amounts
the plan.
of
Yes.
explosive. Are
I
you
think the plan was-
preparing
Mhm.
2 bombs or 1 right now?
Probably gonna need both of them prepped if you're gonna
Yeah, 'cause-
infiltrate the
Yeah.
underground of the casino too.
Yeah.
You have 2 bombs. Now, I would like, at this point, a holdout. Actually, I'm gonna. No, you'll get a chance to observe how well this goes. So I want a holdout check from Livia to see how well you managed to conceal those bombs on your person.
Oh, excellent. 4, 5, 6.
That's a crit.
Yeah, well, not. It's a little.
That's 3.
No.
Oh, I
Okay.
thought
It's
any
a-
number of ones was a minor
It's
crit.
a minor crit. It's a success by 6 because I got 2 1s there and a 4.
So that's not a crit.
No.
6 is
Okay.
not a crit under any circumstance.
Okay.
But it is a success. I'd have to double check. I know 5 can sometimes be a crit. 4 is almost always a crit, but very rarely isn't. I don't think 6 can ever be a crit, but
It's pretty good.
Uh,
I know how to
yes.
hide stuff.
so you are. You are pretty well set. As far as having, so you have. I'll go ahead and pick out what your equipment list is going to be for tonight. Also, let me know if you want to try and have anybody else, like the engineer or something, like on comms with you in any way,
I
so I
wanted
can try and prepare that.
I wanted my captain on comms because I want him to, what I expected, what may not happen, because we might find information otherwise. I thought he was going to go in, talk to the guy, do a couple rounds of trying to squeeze information out of him, and he was like, all right. And then, like, contact me and be like, do it, Livia, and I would, like, cut the power and be like, you don't want this to go any further. It's kind of where my brain was at.
Okay, I misunderstood what you actually wanted from me, so that does kind of change things. How much time are we spending on this surveillance and the bomb prepping?
The boss is not
take
going
a
anywhere.
It will take a total of 4 hours to do that prep. And reminder, because it's a 28-hour day, sun up to sundown kind of a day, if you got up at the equivalent of 7 o'clock in the morning, it's really kind of more like 10:30 right now. You've
So I've
still got
still
a
got-
large chunk of the day ahead of you.
All right, so I've still got plenty of time to interview the law enforcement. The thing that we're gonna do, Livia, is probably gonna happen at night
Oh, yeah.
because the casinos kind of operate on like the nightlife.
Yeah,
So
I knew that.
if you need to, you've got the bomb prepped for the potential backup generator underneath the casino. You're not going to be able to scout that probably at night when everything's bustling. You may need to do that on your own.
Yeah, I was gonna go in as like a customer because I brought this picture up like the other week where she's just kind of dressed like this.
I don't know how casinos operate, but I do know how bars operate. And unless they have like a functioning like eatery of some kind, like a bar where you could just go in and eat, they're probably not going to be open during the day. So
No.
you wouldn't be going in as a customer.
From what I understand about casinos, they do stay open for like the.
Okay.
That's like Mom didn't go. She went to Vegas once a year for like 4 or 5 years. She didn't go in
Yeah.
there
If
at
I
like
may.
1 a.m.
If I may,
Yeah.
casinos do tend to be open during daylight hours.
Okay.
Because the client, they may have more or less of the gaming spaces open, depending, but in general, like I've not been to a casino myself, I have been around, well, folks like friends who go regularly are making plans, and it is not uncommon to try and plan a whole day visit.
Okay, all right, that's
They're-
fine.
So,
They don't.
Let me
generally
ask you
speaking,
this.
yeah, it's safe to assume that a casino
it's
will be
less
open,
busy.
not maybe at 7 in the morning, but
Let me
good
ask you
chunk of
this
the day.
then. Let me ask you this then. If this would require a different role, or if Livia's observation was successful enough to have basically mimic the surveillance prep work for scouting the area on her own.
Oh, we haven't gotten there
so
yet.
she has scouted the electrical substation.
Right, I'm
You
talking
have
about
not-
for the casino.
We haven't gotten there yet.
You have not attempted that task yet.
Right, I'm not asking about doing surveillance work on the casino. I'm asking if Livia's observation while I was doing surveillance
No,
would be
because
enough to mimic.
No, because what
Okay,
she
okay.
was observing was your footage as you were taking
Okay.
it, and then reviewing the footage in detail afterwards to like nail down details, track specific things. So that task was not able to be attempted yet.
Okay. All right. So she wasn't really observing me piloting the drone.
no,
She was just observing. Okay.
She was observing through the sensors of the drone. Well, while you're observing to try and manage the drone, fly it safely, and to try to avoid attention, she was actually trying to observe the area being surveilled.
Okay. So it might be problematic.
So it's something like you guys are like on the bridge of the ship, running video feeds from the drone
I get it.
to control stations, and you got a kind of a team, multiple people viewing the footage for various purposes. Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead.
So it might be problematic for you, Livia, if you try to go and do surveillance on the casino on your own. It would also be problematic if you try to go in there and infiltrate it underground while I'm there trying to do my thing, just doing everything by flying by the seat of your pants. So maybe we'll just go with your original idea, right? I will help you scout the casino instead of my plan, and then we'll do all of the prep work that we need for tonight.
Yeah, and then you can
and
still
then-
do your thing tomorrow.
Possibly, depending on whether or not we blow up a casino and a power station.
Again, it's remote detonated. I can do it anytime I want.
Yeah.
As long as I conceal it reasonably well, which I have skills to do.
Okay, so that's the plan. We're gonna scout the casino, since that's what really everybody but me was prepped for anyway.
Sorry,
It's okay. It's okay. It's just
I
was
am
a
going to
lack of-
tell. The other thing is, there's nothing that says you have to do everything today. And you've already alluded to that. But the other thing you could do is go in the other order, and just gather information today. On Livia's side, and then tomorrow night, Livia goes out, plants some bombs. You go and
Okay.
talk to people. That's another option.
Yeah.
But I'm bringing up because I haven't heard it be discussed yet.
Okay, well, how about this? Let's change it up a little bit.
No.
I took charge with the interrogation. How about Livia? You hop in the driver's seat, and I'll follow your lead. What are we doing?
All right. Here, the order of operations for me. Honestly, Loki kind of already had it like 90% correct to begin with. Like, today was sort of the general scouting. My original thought was I was going to go to the casino alone, just scope the place, not break into their basement or anything, or whatever, and let you go talk to the authorities, and then we would reconvene, compare notes, and then the next day I would start the bomb planting
Okay.
and stealth mission, and then you would go visit the casino, depending on if we even have to do that. I don't know.
Okay. That's what I thought. I was just thinking it would be safer for you to do your scouting with backup rather than me going off to do.
You're not wrong, but
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm literally like I'm built for partying and probing for information while I party, so I can be your backup while you scout the place while I'm in there pretending to be a drunk at the bar or
It's 10
whatever.
a.m. We have all day.
Yeah.
You could go chill with the police, and I'll just chill at the casino, lose 100 credits, and look around,
All right.
look at cameras.
All right, let's do it then.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll head off to meet with the local law enforcement.
Before you do, Sirulas asks the question, what would you like me doing during this, Captain?
Oh, shit.
You know, we haven't really had a conversation about what you can do other than take care of the ship.
Which of these
Well-
missions would she have the most relevant skill set to assist?
Give me a moment to pull out that information. Since somebody smoothly solicited some information on the character. I know I had her here, so why is her character sheet not showing up for me again? This is annoying. Yeah. Love GURPS character sheet, but every once in a while the software it gives me fits. Alright. Open, so recent files. Ah, there we go. Can pull it up. Okay. Well, you're aware that I'm a soldier. I'm trained for combat. I also am an engineer technician. I can maintain any of our personal equipment as well as any larger, semi-portable weaponry you end up acquiring. I've got the training to operate communications and jamming and sensor equipment.
Ooh.
I'm technically qualified, have a little bit of training on piloting a spacecraft.
Okay.
Let me specify which of
I'm
these
a gardener.
Okay.
I can make a possible attempt at doing the bookkeeping for your business, as you know. And I am, as a recovering member of the Vatican Navy troopers, I am competent at drinking and gambling.
Peas in a pod, the two of us.
Let
me
specify.
Livia had a question.
Yeah, which of these two routes do you think you would be most relevant in?
There's not much I can do to help the captain with talking to the police.
I
I didn't-
If anything,
I didn't
a
think
lot
so.
of these locals, if anything, a lot of these locals are going to be disinclined to be particularly helpful, since I've got the double knock against me of being Varikan and a shipfolk.
What was that first one?
But Varikan,
I don't know what that is.
Varika. Oh, to clarify, Varika. That's the name of the interstellar nation we've discussed before, formed from the company Vartech. She is a citizen of Varika and a former member of their armed services. A lot of independent star systems, and especially people responsible for things like law enforcement on those worlds tend to get very territorial with Varikan military and or police forces, because that's one of the services that tends to get outsourced to Varika by client states, because that was one of the businesses that they did at one point. They were a PNC. So she says, I've got a double mark. If you're trying to talk to the local cops, she says she's got a bit of a double mark against her there, in that she's both former Varikan military and shipfolk.
I get that. So I've already expressed my discomfort with anybody doing any kind of surveillance solo. I've got experience with doing some of this stuff on my own. So how would you be comfortable with playing Overwatch for Livia?
Livia nods.
I am professionally qualified for that task. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so the two of you can remain in communication. I'm probably going to be pretty safe talking with cops.
Yeah, I don't think that's a high risk thing. We might get kicked out of the casino, but you will be fine.
Lots of people get kicked out of casinos.
Yeah, true.
All right, sounds like we got a plan.
Yes. Aye, Captain. So, you split.
Always the smartest decision.
Don't you know you never split the party? Have I shared that song yet?
No,
Have I put that song
A couple of times.
in any of our Discord channels? Okay, good. Sounds, Lex, like you need to dig it up and forward it along to Livia again, so they can be familiar with this. It's got to be the one with the stop motion Lego video. That's the best. So, all right. Oh, no. Up. Oh, wait. One more down.
This one?
No.
That's a
The one that
mix,
says mix, the one that started with mix, the thing that it's leading with, that's the video in question.
Go
Oh,
back up. The video itself is right there.
Here, yeah.
There, that's the one.
We don't have to watch the whole thing right now, but okay.
Right.
I have
Don't
it.
need to get the whole.
I have it in my history now.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe link it, or put it in the link in the description of the video. Yes. Viewers, you can find that the song in question link in the description. Now, yeah, YouTuber things I never thought I'd say.
Like and subscribe.
Gamer subs.
Smash that like button.
Here. So, the next thing to address.
I think we should do Lex's thing next because we spent a good chunk of time doing.
We should do Lex's thing.
Yeah.
And then see where we're at the time on the session, because the casino we can potentially get started on, but it depends on how late in the session we are, how late we want to run. The casino is the kind of thing that will probably take us 2 sessions unless everything goes shockingly well.
Or shockingly shit.
Or shockingly badly. Just because if you can't already tell that there's the potential for a lot of complications
Oh yeah.
in
Lot could go wrong.
visiting the casino, there's potential for lots of complications. Not even things going wrong, just there's lots of opportunities for things to happen. Which means we probably don't want to hit it with only 30 minutes left. But if we have 45 minutes to an hour left, we can start. And we'll have to see how folks are feeling. And what we want to do. So, it's very late, and I will need to take a quick break somewhere here. But
well, I can
let's get
tell you
started.
tonight I have a hard cutoff at 9:30, but
Hard cutoff at 9:30. So a hard cutoff in an hour and 40 minutes. Okay. And I should probably err on the short side. Okay. So we're probably not going to get too deep into it, but we might start. We might at least go until the point that the captain finishes what they're doing and joins the group.
Sure.
Well, here's the question. One more question. You're planning to wait to actually act, like actually address what's his name. In
Right.
theory,
That's a next session thing, definitely.
yeah.
that's the thing you're hoping to do on a subsequent day because you haven't had time to plant bombs, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That could still go all out the window. How many bombs are you taking to the casino with you?
Just the one. Or actually,
Just one.
actually not even, because.
Okay.
Well, I passed my conceal very, very well, so I think I could. But no, they're gonna get me.
What kinds of...
No.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
what
leave it
kinds
on
of-
the ship or my bike or something.
Yeah.
I'm not taking it inside right
Great.
now.
What do you intend to try to take inside?
Almost everything else. The only difference is
Go ahead and adjust your inventory,
Okay. Boop.
and then
Boop.
let me know when your inventory reflects what you're intending to bring with you,
Alright,
and I'll take a look at it.
The minor wire whip is gonna just be there. I guess I could. Maybe not the helmet. Knife, computer, watch is fine. I've got a hidden compartment here. But that doesn't really have anything super, like, illegal. Just stuff that she doesn't necessarily need people to know about. I thought I had lockpicks.
I thought you did too.
I could have swore I had... I don't know where those went. Huh.
Well, if you don't have them,
Oh, there they
we'll
are.
have time.
There they are. Hidden
Okay.
compartment. Okay. Variable lockpick, electronic lockpick. Okay.
So well hidden, you couldn't find them.
Right, yeah, no kidding. So, yeah, I have those. That's about it. I mean, nobody's going to be really surprised that she has a knife and a gun.
Give me a quick intelligence check.
Oh, God. Don't do this to me.
This isn't the other campaign.
It's true.
Besides, you're the only intelligence-based character in the other campaign.
Oh, hey. 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay. A success by 4?
Alright, so you know that unless this planet is significantly more lawless than it appears, you're not going to be allowed to bring any weapons into a place like this. So you're
Okay.
going to have to try and get them past security,
Okay, I'll leave
even
the
down to
knife.
like a pocket knife.
The gun I will shove in my hidden compartment.
All right. So I will want one more holdout check for your other armaments.
These dice have been treating me well so far, so here we go. Okay. That's another 6. Damn. So a success by 6.
All right. Now, let me come take a look at your inventory.
Oh, sure. Let me scroll down. I think
Yeah.
I'm still light,
Pop it open.
but it's
Gravel bag.
Yeah.
With hidden compartment. Small radio communicator, flexible space helmet, filter mask, and smart rope. Okay. Survival watch, small computer, power holster with a Gauss pistol, mini flashlight, nanoweave bodysuit, monowire whip.
I don't know how the monowire whip works in this universe. Is it an external thing, or is it like Cyberpunk, where it's just in my arm?
This is so that's not a thing that's built into your body. That's not cybernetics.
Okay.
It is a thing that at rest is a bit like a short blade or a baton. You can, if you look in GURPS Ultratech, it has a description
Okay.
of what the thing is. So, like, look that up. But it's an item that extends the whip out. And then, what else do we have here? Your chip slots, obviously, those are part of you. Are you bringing the recon drone?
Oh, good point.
And
Am I
the
light
assault
yet?
boots are obviously combat equipment.
Really?
Yes.
I thought they're just
they are.
boots, but chunky, with like a steel toed or something.
So, right, it would be a little bit like, you know how you can one of the like biggest dead giveaways that someone is current or former military is because of the very specific boots.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing.
Oh.
Like, that's the style of boots we're talking about here.
Okay.
Like,
but
they're very clearly.
I still have shoes, though, right?
Yeah, you have
Okay.
shoes.
All right. Fine. Then
And your bodysuit provides armor coverage to your feet.
Okay.
And the reason I'm quibbling about this is not because I really think that extra damage resistance to your feet will matter in this situation, as much as it's just to make sure we're all like imagining the situation and the world this more or less the same way. Try and build up our understanding of where we are and what we're doing there. So, for some reason, there's a color wheel on this.
Oh.
On the screen. I don't know why.
Because I'm about to have this on my my notes.
I see. All right. Very good. All right. All right. So you've got a loadout of stuff. As far as you can. Are you bringing all of your chips with you, or are you just loading a chip? And
I mean, they're in this little they're in this like video game like PSP case that is just going to be in her backpack.
Okay.
Unless are they? Oh, they could check and see like counterfeiting. No, get the fuck out of here. So
in general, things like chips to improve generally things like carrying along with you software like that is discouraged. You can your holdout skill would, among other things, allow you to conceal the existence of the chip slot and the chip you have loaded in it, assuming that scans don't pick up some tech there.
I believe.
But in general,
all right, just to let you know,
I'm
loading. She's gonna click into security one.
Electronics operation security.
I think that one might be the most relevant in case I have to use it.
The other thing I want to pose that occurs to me is the other thing that might possibly come up and be handy is being able to do some hacking. So the computer programming chip might be worth considering.
I can have that in my little hidden compartment.
Other than offhand, that's the only thing that I've been thinking and looking at this and thinking, I wonder if they intend to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't need the armory ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I just don't want to. I don't want to keep moving that. I want to keep this stuff like in my because they weigh nothing, so I just want to keep it in this like category. But I'm okay with
Make
like
sure you've got a note,
yeah.
especially since it may last for longer than this session. Make sure you
Okay.
have noted what chips you have with you
Okay.
for this to know what abilities you have access to.
Chips
Because
on
we all know that
hand.
none of us have good memories for that kind of detail. And we want to make sure we get it right. Now, because apparently now I have viewers. So,
Okay.
or viewer anyway. So, you are loaded. Let's now go to the captain.
Yay.
Vroom vroom.
Captain, you take your bike to what, the local precinct house or anything else?
I mean, do I have I gotten the impression that like law enforcement in this particular town even appreciates visitors?
As
Like,
far
do-
as I've
do
understood
they
it,
have,
you
like, a
have so far
reception?
not really been trying to engage with that yet. You
Right.
focus mostly on trying to engage with, like, observe and monitor the under. So far, the information you have to go on has been your colleague from the space station, and I'm going to point out that you could attempt to call him and ask him questions.
Okay. Well, then before I
It's just because you're not there.
Yeah.
Good.
So in that case, before I set out, I'll give him a call and ask him if this particular town, like if the police are welcome to visitors, in particular visitors who also happen to be outsiders. Is that a check that I would have to make, or
So, no, it's some role playing we get to do.
yeah?
Fines Guild Office, Yakut Yakut Space Station. This is Mordecai speaking. How can I help you?
Hey Mordecai, this is Lex Vesper. Got a question for you, buddy. So
Hold on 1 minute. I gotta finish taking care of somebody up here. I'll be right back with you. Just hold for a minute, all right?
He's typing your name in the database.
So,
DM told me to RP and then put me on hold.
Hey, this is one of my favorite things with the other group. Is that whenever they would enter a space station trying to communicate with the local spaceport, they would be contacted by someone, they would communicate what they were intending to do, and then that person would hand them off to the person who's responsible for directing their particular portion of traffic. And in between, because I was doing this in person, I would have my phone out and I would just cue the music that was intended for hold music. And the hold music used on comm systems on Vartech manufactured space stations was a big part of the flavor of the setting. So give me 1 moment. Here we go. So, I'm tossing this in the Discord.
Looking.
That is the hold music that you get. For about 3.5 minutes.
Oh. Make me hold longer. I wanna hear this out. I can't let that one go all the way for copyright strike reasons.
Yeah. But you are on hold to that music for about 3.5 minutes. And then Bela Fleck is a banjo player. For those in the audience who haven't heard of him, I do recommend checking out his music, and especially Bela Fleck and the Flecktones. Like, genuinely very good. Jazz band, oddly enough. Anyway, so that little, random plug of someone who's in no way been given us permission to use the music for official presentation, for money, none of that. We're just borrowing it.
A shout out.
But anyway, so, there, you folks, you're waiting on hold for about 3.5 minutes before he cuts back in. All right, sorry about that little delay there. Now, you said you had some questions. How can I help you?
Curious about the local law enforcement. How do they feel about outsiders?
Well, I mentioned they don't particularly care for Finesman's Guild activities here. They're sort of freely obligated to allow our operations, but if they find out you're with the Finesman's Guild, they're unlikely to offer any sort of help.
I see.
And like most law enforcement organizations, unless you've got some sort of credentials proving that you're a cop, they're not exactly going to share information with you anyway. So getting help from them, I'd say you're best off, if you really want to try and get something out of them, you're going to be best off trying to find somebody who you can persuade to help you on a personal basis, instead of just sort of walking in and talking to whoever's on desk duty at a precinct house at some point. You ain't gonna get very far that way.
Good to know. All right then. Thank you.
How's the hunt going so far?
We got a lead.
Really?
Could get messy, but I'm trying to avoid that.
Good. I'd really prefer it didn't get messy.
Yeah, what can you tell me? Speaking of that, what can you tell me about Yasith Khan?
What in the flying fuck are you doing that involves Yasith Khan?
Well, I have reason to believe that our boy Navarro hired Khan for protection, sent his thugs after me.
There's a loud thunk at the other end of the comm line, almost as if someone's forehead had struck the surface of a desk. And then your reply comes back in. Well then. Why don't you go ahead and give me, do you have savoir-faire police by chance?
No. I can tell you without even looking.
All right. What? I know you have carousing and streetwise.
Mhm.
Do you have any other skills in that general category? Or do you have diplomacy? I'm pretty sure you don't have diplomacy either.
Correct.
All right. So
I've
I'm
got
going to have you
gestures.
go. All right. So I want you to make a check at IQ -4, please, for savoir-faire police at default. And I'm making a reaction roll to see how he responds to this little news update.
IQ -4.
Yeah.
Failure by 1.
Okay. All right. So. All right then. It looks like you're gonna need information I was hoping I wouldn't have to give you. So, there's some information I probably could have told you that I didn't, just because if I'm dealing with some new dog in this star system, I really prefer I not tell them things that might encourage them to do something stupid. But you are either, you are seemingly already hell-bent on something stupid, so I may as well give you some information to make my damage control hopefully a little easier. There is a very secretive smuggling operation that moves something off planet here on Yakutsk that runs through the Jack of Hearts. Interestingly, whatever they're moving isn't leaving the star system, at least not via any traffic, at least not via the traffic that comes through this starport. They're moving that whatever they're smuggling to somewhere else in the star system, and from there out. Now, it ain't my job to monitor in-system ship traffic like that, and whatever Yaseth Khan is up to hasn't caught the attention of any out-system authorities, so there's no Finesman Guild warrants out on it, which means, once again, I got no jurisdiction to go prying and gathering information. But I figure I should let you know there's a fair amount of money that seems to come in, usually denominated in commodities, small and but valuable commodities. I value electronics, precious metals, that sort of thing.
Common
Never
stuff or contraband?
legal goods, but never currency. In particular, at least never interstellar currency. Sometimes it'll come in the form of coins minted by minor powers, local stellar nations that are still on a gold or silver standard for whatever bloody reason. But never in a digital currency like marks. Money comes in, and something small and valuable is going out through that casino.
So, either goods.
So I'd say you're not, whatever security you find at that casino ain't gonna be out there watching for card counters. They've got something else going on that they don't seem to want local law enforcement generally aware of. At least not the beat cops. And it's outgoing, not incoming.
Just so I'm clear, the legal common goods are coming in.
Yes. And something small and unknown is going out.
And
Now,
it's not currency in
where
either direction.
It is not normal currency either direction. It's things that are hard to prove a source on.
And you don't know what's going out.
I know, but it's coming out of some of the more far-flung reaches of civilization here on Yakutsk. Or down there on Yakutsk, I guess I should say.
Wouldn't happen to be cultural artifacts, would it?
I have no idea. Like I said, I've got no jurisdiction to investigate it, because it doesn't involve anything for which the Finesman's Guild has taken a warrant.
It's some weird convoluted laundering operation. Like,
Could be.
all right, that complicates things, but that's not your fault. I appreciate the information, Mordecai.
Good. Now, I'll trust you'll try not to shoot up the Jack of Hearts.
Oh, I certainly won't be shooting up the Jack of Hearts.
He won't be.
How about your smaller but equally weird looking assistant? Are they planning on shooting up the Jack of Hearts?
I don't think gunfire
Never mind.
will ever
Never
be...
mind. Never mind. I don't need to know that. If I did, I might just have to implicate you down the road. So, I'll trust that you'll not have local security forces trying to break into my office by this time tomorrow, and we'll be in touch.
All right, then.
All right. And he ends the connection.
Mm-hmm.
Golly, I've missed getting to roleplay in this setting so freaking much. All right.
What I was saying is, they're gonna make Livia immediately because their security isn't. They're not looking for card counters. They're looking for investigators.
Oh,
Now, it is worth noting.
I am investigating their basement, not their funds.
Well, yes, but where do you think the smuggled goods booth through?
Oh,
But more to the point. More to the point. Livia, it's up to you whether you feel you're adequately prepared. I will note that because you have like teammates to check with, you're pretty confident in your holdout roles. Like you're aware that you did a very good job of hiding things. It comes down to how much trust you have in your own abilities.
yeah. I mean, preliminary. I'm not trying to find their backup generators right this second. I'm just trying to get a read of the place. And I might end up coming to the same conclusions that he was just informed of. Like, hey, this is weirder than your standard casino defenses. You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna immediately let Livia know that what I just found out is that they're running a smuggling operation and their security is optimized for investigators, not cheaters.
Hmm.
So if you go in there casing the joint, they're going to spot you immediately.
Not immediately.
It might as well be.
I'll play a few games or whatever. I like blackjack.
Again, there's no guarantee of someone being spotted, but it's worth knowing that they're going to be more alert than maybe usual. So, on that note, does that dissuade or change Livia's plans in any way? My guess is no. But
with an addendum
checking.
where she's gonna be a little more cautious. Like she's not gonna be trying to like crack open the closet doors as much as she wanted to beforehand.
I could,
But it's
Go ahead.
It's mostly still. She's still going to be looking at where all the cameras are placed and stuff like that, but she's going to look around, play a few games, lose just a negligible money, and then leave.
I could also, now that I know that their security is going to be a little bit tighter than a typical casino, I feel like I could probably take a more active role and run interference by taking advantage of my poker and carousing skills to effectively draw attention towards me.
If we even have to go that deep into it to begin with. Remember,
Silverloss raises a hand at this point.
Okay.
So what?
Silverloss raises a hand at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Captain, I want to point out one thing. Make sure you're considering one thing. They already know that you're here, and your presence was somewhat concerning to them. And they've also picked me out as connected to you.
Oh, good.
If we think that there could be trouble, we should be aware of that. Remember that that's what our interrogation indicated. That they...
Yeah. That's a fair point.
They know that we're here, and he's not happy that you're here asking after Orlando Navarro.
True, that is a fair point. And I did very specifically tell them to stay out of my way. So if I go actively putting them in my way, that's going to probably be seen as a sign of aggression.
Can I make another suggestion?
Yeah, go ahead.
It might be worth considering. You asked a question of Mr. Rogers about whether the goods being smuggled were cultural artifacts of some sort. It might be worthwhile trying to intercept one of these shipments in, especially if you could do it somewhere like... Okay, here's my train of thought.
One of the inbound shipments of
The only thing that we know about that this Yaseth is that concerned about would be his smuggling operation, since it seems to be very successful. So whatever Orlando Navarro is doing, it probably impacts it somehow. If we can, maybe we don't have to get into the Jack of Hearts at all. Maybe we try and monitor the smuggling operation and intercept one of his smugglers out in the, outside the city or somewhere else in the city, and learn something that way. That could all be just as dangerous in a different sort of way, and it also depends on if we think that it's just an option that occurs to me, that maybe instead of trying to assault the fortress in this situation, we can attack its supply lines.
Or maybe not necessarily attack it, or at the very least...
Sorry, it's a figure of speech.
Yeah. Let me ask you above table. You've kind of gone into a little bit about how, for lack of a better phrase, faster than light travel works. No matter the
Yes.
distance, it takes 7 days.
Yes, up to the limit that can be done in a single jump.
Right. So even within a star system, planet to planet is still 7 days.
That is correct.
Is
However,
that? Mhm.
that there is still significant use of in-system jumps for for especially for freight moving. If
Yeah.
it's well, yes and no. Okay, so on the one hand, if it's just bulk freight, like fuel, that usually moves at slower than light speed, often on nearly or completely automated barges that are
Okay.
essentially launched in a direction with minimal thrust, and enough computer systems to automate maintaining their course.
Okay.
And then
Well,
they get there when they get there, but nobody cares.
well, I don't want to
In-system
get too much into the
shipping.
weeds. Mhm.
Right, in-system shipping of a more that like VIPs often will actually move using slower than light travel methods because they are okay with burning the amount of fuel required to get between very distant points and having ships that are dedicating enough cargo, enough mass to thrusters to make that viable. But
Okay.
a lot of kind of in between in system trade would happen using faster than light jumps. The trick with this specific system, which may not have registered, is that although this is a binary star system, it's kind of almost like two separate systems because that are just really close to each other. Because
Yeah.
the only folks who really do anything around the other star is Varika. They have a fuel depot for the fleet over there. And that's all anybody's really aware of is stuff to support that fuel depot. And on this side of the star system, there are 2 planets, one of which has a moon big enough to sort of be a planet, but it's a barren rock. So almost all of the in-system traffic that happens on this side of the star system is done with slower than light travel because the distances are short. It's just from this planet to orbit of its sun.
I forgot what the question was.
Sorry, I was asking questions, probing a point that I made that Mordecai made about how whatever was being smuggled was like being handled in system.
Right.
It
Right.
wasn't passing through sort of the customs in and out of system that happen at the starport.
So you're telling me that the most likely scenario is that whatever's being shipped off world is not it's being shipped in system somewhere, but not necessarily at FTL.
Can I pose something?
As far as anybody knows, as far as he knows. Now,
Okay.
there
I
are
have another question then.
Yeah.
I assume that the methods of tracking a sublight vessel is different from the methods of tracking a faster than light vessel, if at all.
So, yes. A
Okay.
ship moving slower than light can be tracked with normal sensors.
All right. I have a
ship
third
moving
question.
faster than light can be detected by a burst of energy on entry and exit from faster than light travel.
Okay.
But its course can only be figured out based on the fact that faster than light jumps are interrupted by the gravity wells of objects. So if a ship goes into jump on one side of a planet, it can't be going at anywhere that's on the other side of the planet.
Okay. So
for instance,
theoretically, the telemetry could be calculated based on celestial bodies nearby.
You could get bring it down to a range of possibilities.
Okay, so my third
Yes.
question is, does my ship have the sensors to do that?
Your ship has the sensors and computing power where if you caught a ship leaving that you were definitely sure had what some of these smuggled goods on, and it made a slower than light trip, you
Oh.
could almost certainly follow it unless it's
Sure.
well equipped with stealth,
Right.
in which case they might lose you, or might not. And if they're moving stuff by faster than light jump, you'd be able to observe the jump. Your ship could do the calculations to provide a range of the list of possible destinations. And if they were jumping in system, you'd be able to detect them coming out of jump, assuming that they don't time their jump such that they come out of jump behind an object that wasn't in the way when they started the jump.
But these shipments are coming and going pretty regularly.
You don't have any idea currently of what the frequency is.
I should have asked. So
Do
I
you
think
want
we've
to
got,
send him a message to ask him?
Text.
yeah, I just
Yeah.
sent a text. Like what's the frequency of these?
Go ahead and write up that message. Shoot it in the Roll20 chat. Feels so good to be back in my own real wheelhouse with this. D&D is fun and fine and all, but this is what I'm really good at, I feel like, anyway.
I'm enjoying our D&D.
Oh, so am I. But this feels like being home again in a
Well,
way.
I've got a very relevant
D&D.
GIF on the last 10 minutes or so on screen.
Yeah, sorry.
This is how I feel. This is my mood. This is my spirit animal at the moment. This man's got jokes.
All right. I will try and give an explanation of why Lex is doing this, because I'm pretty sure I understand why Lex is doing this. He's looking at the likely security at the casino and thinking, okay, I don't want to rule this out, but this seems like it could be much more dangerous than it looks like. What
Basically
if we
putting
can
that
get the
back
same-
on Plan C. Yeah.
Yeah. What's a safer way to use our spaceship and our other resources to try and find this? Because it seems like Orlando Navarro has got to be dealing with Yaseth Khan for a reason that's related to the biggest thing that Yaseth Khan is up to.
Yeah.
It's like they could be completely unrelated, but Occam's razor strongly suggests that these two things are connected.
While you construct a response to that, can I give my 2 cents? I feel like
Of course.
trying to intercept one of these ships would lead to an explosively worse problem than we're already attempting to do.
Well-
Because it's like, oh, one of our shipments just got waylaid. That's 1,000,000 credits out of our pocket. Let's go kill the assholes who just did that.
They may not know that right away.
Not
And-
right away.
And if we're just doing a catch and release, then they won't have lost anything but a little bit of time.
Time is money. It's a
Your
criminal's credo.
Engineer suggests something. So I can't. Not that I was ever involved in such an operation, but it's possible that if you know what the bearing and speed, the course and speed of a freighter might be at a certain moment in time, you could put your own ship on a course to rendezvous with them at a low relative speed without firing thrusters, so that your chances of being detected are as low as possible, and just possibly get someone on board the freighter to search it or something like that without your own ship being spotted.
Okay, I didn't know that.
That's kind of the direction
so-
I was going.
Basically, ships are easier to spot in space when they're using their thrusters because it's a big old beacon of heat and radiation.
Okay.
But if a ship is running cold and it's got good stealth, which your ship does, you can sometimes, place your ship on a course and then drift at the same speed you started at because you don't slow down in a vacuum. And if you've been able to predict what another ship is going to do, you can sometimes just wind up right alongside it, moving pretty slowly compared to it, and jump over, all while looking like a hole in space. It's a thing you can do just to say that it's possible. Not to say that you're wrong that this couldn't blow up in your face equally or more badly if you're trying to do this in space, but this is a possibility, a thing someone can do that might well not have occurred to you, Livia, because sci-fi and space is not your wheelhouse.
Correct.
It's this is a major thing that happened in an episode of The Expanse.
It's a plot point in multiple scenarios in the Lost Fleet series. Yeah, it's a thing. So that's why the captain is asking about it, because it's a different option. Even if you go and investigate the casino tonight or tomorrow, it still gives you options in case your overwhelming conclusion upon viewing the casino is, we don't want to do this.
Okay.
I think, though, if I understand correctly, that no matter what the answer you get back here from Mordecai, the plan is still to start with the casino, start by casing the joint, and trying to see what you can find out, because at least initially, you suspect at this point that you're not likely to just get jumped, though you could be wrong. Am I understanding and interpreting your am I articulating your intentions correctly?
So far, yeah. Like, our
Okay.
plan hasn't really changed. Not mine hasn't really changed. It's just
And I'm not throwing that plan out.
a new
either. I'm
route just got introduced, and I'm just having trouble connecting the two. It's like, yeah, if this Navarro guy turns out to, like, in payment for our protecting you, go do a couple of these smuggling runs, then I guess, sure, this would be relevant. But I'm not trying to torpedo a whole smuggling operation on day 3 here.
No, it's not what I'm doing.
Okay.
At most, at most, it's like a catch and release situation. Best case scenario, we do what he described. Go, like drifting in the general direction that we're predicting one of those ships will be flying along, and just jump across empty space and infiltrate the ship.
Like how he threw a little bit of that sass back.
That's cool.
All right. So, we have time.
My fake response is what we're giggling at.
Oh yeah, I saw. So, we have time now to get you folks started at the casino if you would like. We can also say that for next week. What I want is your folks' feeling on that.
I just want to know one last thing. I want to send another text. I don't need to construct a whole sentence. I just want to ask him in another text when the last shipment was, or when the next one is expected.
kind of get a read on like a timetable. Like how many weeks do we have to plan that?
It's happening right now. Fuck, let's go. All right, so the next shipment could be coming in, heading out any day now.
Yep.
We might end up having to do another split situation, depending. But thing is, we let those guys go. They could have described you and know to look for you if you go into that casino now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I thought we sufficiently told them to take a walk.
Right, we did.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. If we've told them to, stay out of our way, but then if we deliberately enter their sphere of influence after telling them to stay out of our way, it's going to look like we are deliberately placing them in our way. Like, just showing up at the casino is going to be an act of aggression regardless, no matter which one of us is doing it.
And then I don't know, man.
I'm saying, if we want to figure out what's in that basement, if you want to plant that bomb...
Well, now my whole plan is shot, because we may not even have to do that if neither of us want to interact with the boss to begin with. If we're avoiding him...
We still can. We still can. There's just... We got to finesse it.
Then I don't know.
If you still want to do the thing, you'll have to do it 100% stealth. Like, no
May
going
I
in...
offer a suggestion?
Yeah.
As far as I see it, I think you might be overreacting to the risks of doing what Livia originally intended to do today, which was just go in, try to get some idea of what the layout of the casino is, and get a feel for how heavy the security is, so that an informed decision can be made about if and how to try and place a bomb and negotiate directly with Yaseth. First of all, have I correctly interpreted what Livia wants to do tonight?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. As far as I see it, doing that doesn't seem, to me, it doesn't seem like it has gotten significantly more risky to life and limb to do this during business hours when you're going to be out on the casino floor than it was before. Unless you expect Yaseth Khan's going to have his folks try and gun you down right out on the casino floor.
I kind of have that expectation because one of their guys is missing and one of them's got a busted up knee. And they know what all three of us look like.
And they could also just be in a local infirmary and not even looking at us for a while. Just saying.
The other relevant question is just that is that would be a very public way to react.
Right. Okay. So I don't mean literally gunning her down on the floor. I mean like. I just happen to think that it would be I really don't know how to articulate it.
Yeah, because I don't know what else to do here. Like, this is our lead. We have to investigate the
I will
lead,
note.
or turn around and go
I will
do
note.
something else.
So actually, Cirulos speaks up here. Even if I'm starting to see Livia's point here. Even if we decide not to ever talk to Yaseth, the information about what the smuggling operation is probably going to be somewhere on a computer in that casino.
Yeah.
Or if not on the computer, then maybe in hard copy. So if we can manage the casino without giving Yaseth an opportunity to attack us and get away with it.
All right. So let me ask you this.
Because as far as we can tell, here in the city, he's got to try and avoid drawing direct attention from law enforcement.
Fair enough.
If he controlled them, he'd probably have just tried to have one of us locked up on charges and got us out of his hair that way. It doesn't seem like he can, so as long as we don't do something stupid and go wander off down dark alleys alone, we might be able to win. We might be able to get, act within the casino and not lose.
Are you still good with Overwatch then?
In the casino, I'll see them coming. I think I'll be fine, yes.
Okay.
What's he going to do? Try to send a few toughs to jump me again?
Well, I was hoping that maybe you could do that out of sight, but you make a good point. Well, here's what we'll do then. Livia, you can still carry out your plan. Siru has your back. I'm going to monitor traffic to see if I can identify which of these ships coming in and going out are the ones that we need to be on the lookout for in case we go that route.
Okay.
All right. 10 minutes later, and your hard stop time is in 40 minutes, right, Clank? Lex?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay.
We got time for. I'm gonna be honest. I'm getting a little eepy over here because I was up early because of my early appointment. So
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
like
I'm
10,
feeling
15
like,
minutes.
I'm feeling like we can get you a little bit started, just to have you doing something more this session, because it's been a very slow session from your side. But I don't want to get in too deep because we are definitely in a situation where, depending on what happens, it might take longer. So, you folks, in what's now the early afternoon, Livia and Cirulas are ready to go to the casino for now.
Okay.
So, we've already done the holdout checks to see how you've hidden stuff.
I'm looking
And
a little
now-
more casual. Got a jacket on.
Right. And you folks are headed down to the casino. All right. As far as you can tell, Cirulas is not taking any armament or any armor or weapons with her. However, she does leave her own bike, with its, its saddlebags. She brings that, and you saw that she's packed her saddlebags rather full. on the bike. So,
Can I say, I feel like she's
Oh.
done something similar. Like, I think Livia would want some of her stuff, like her boots, her whip, her knife, somewhat nearby,
Sure.
like not back on the ship.
by the way, did we actually look into your character was planning to own a motorcycle? Did we actually go through the shopping for one process?
We never went through the shopping, and I think I'm low on funds. I don't know if I could have one.
How much money do you have?
I have 6,052, and it's slowly draining from like minor bills.
Right. Right. So, after sometime in between these next two sessions, we'll hunt around and see what is out there that you could find. You can get something that's a good bit cheaper than what the captain has gone with,
Sure.
because what the captain went with is on the expensive end of things even before he starts modding it. There are relatively inexpensive, street bikes, and even something that's on the theoretically rather unsporty end of things, like a Vespa, would actually have been perfectly practical for you where you are coming from, because how fast you can safely, how fast it makes any sense to be going in a street chase sort of situation, isn't measured in hundreds of miles an hour.
Yeah.
So you've got options that are within your budget. It will chop out a significant chunk of your remaining money, but we can get that lined up within your budget, and we'll get that worked out. So you have a conveyance. Go ahead and also set aside then, perhaps with a container, what stuff is on your bike.
Oh.
But do that after this session,
Okay.
because I will be absolutely floored if we get to the point where we actually need that. Well, not floored, but
Well, here's the thing.
disappointed.
I have
if we
sorted
get to that point.
everything. I'm
Yeah,
sorting
that's-
everything up top that's like more immediately available, because she's gonna like when she's out of like infiltration mode, all
For
of this
instance.
is going right back up here.
For instance, you want to have the submachine gun stuck in a cargo compartment, or a
Oh, fair.
true.
True.
Saddlebag kind of a deal.
True.
That's a thing you'd want to note. If you want your armor and your trauma plates along that way, you'd want to make a note of it.
True. Fair
It's the
point.
whole, unlike D&D adventurers, GURPS characters often aren't just carrying all their stuff with them all the time.
I know it's hurting my
So
soul.
it's worthwhile knowing where your stuff is and how accessible or inaccessible it is to you.
Cries and 1,700 pounds of encumbrance on Morrowind.
1,700?
Yep. The 175
just gonna-
strength.
So you're just not even with like magical containers, no bag of holding stuff. No, you're just casually toting around at a quick jog
With
with
feather
3/4,
feather
7/8 of a
spells.
ton.
Feather spells.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost forgot. I've been meaning to mention this, but a reminder, the gravity on this world is 0.76 Gs.
You know I don't know what
That
that means.
That means that everything you carry only weighs 3/4 of its listed weight.
Okay. I can't do this math.
That's okay.
Oh, I could
I
actually.
can do the math.
Oh, so I'm carrying it like 11 pounds actually.
How much is your current weight at? 17?
33.
33. So it's not 1/4, 3/4.
Oh.
33 pounds times 3 divided by 4.
Oh, Jesus.
Or you're actually carrying about 25 pounds.
That's still 1 pound above the. So I'm still light.
That's correct.
Eat a
But-
sleeve of your saltine crackers.
Eat a ration.
Get the gist.
Okay.
So like your stuff, you folk are. You can keep in mind that you are on a world where gravity is lighter than Earth standard. So all the weights of stuff there are listed on Earth, or when under, in a 1G environment.
What was that formula again? Times 3 divided by 4?
Yeah, that's the easiest way to multiply something by by 3/4. That's just how math works. Sorry.
You know how I am.
I know how you are. I know.
Chex fails at math box several times.
That still puts me in the light category at 32, almost 33.
Yep. It'll save you 1/4 of your weight, but sometimes that might mean that even if it doesn't let you drop a weight category, it might let you add a few more items to what you're carrying without going over a weight category.
Yeah.
Worth noting, though, that if you end up on a spaceship, especially a non-local spaceship, then you might suddenly find that everything is back at you're back at 1G and everything's heavier again. The joys of science fiction, things you never have to think about with fantasy, like, how much does my stuff weigh today?
Hold up, question. Like, you give us that calculation, but the GURPS character sheet will still, like, automatically deduct stuff from my stats. So, like, my dodge and such.
Your character sheet isn't telling you, it's telling you, here's your weight thresholds.
Yeah, but it'll automatically shift my skills and stuff when I hit, like, the medium threshold. I've seen it. Like, some of my skills change. So how do we get it to consider... Yeah.
What I would do is I would create, if you want to have that going, is have an item, an equipment item, that you name Adjustment for Gravity. It goes in your carried equipment. You give it a 0 cost, and you give it a negative weight.
Oh.
So, if you have 33 pounds of stuff, you give it a negative weight of 1/4 of 33.
You said I had like,
and then
25, so 7?
Yeah, it'll bring negative 8 and negative 8.25 specifically.
Oh, that didn't do anything.
Did it?
Nope.
Can I see it on your screen?
You should.
Now, did you save and like? I opened the wrong thing. I'm bringing up the stream again. All right.
Ignore no.
Negative. Ooh. I see. Give me a second. I'm gonna tinker with this because this should be a good solution, but it clearly isn't working properly. So, new carried equipment.
Sorry to derail this.
All right. No, this is fine. This is a thing we need to figure out for you. All right.
Legality class. Illegal! Get your gravity back, asshole.
Someone doesn't understand the gravity of the situation.
You've broken the laws of gravity.
Stop,
All
criminal
right.
scum.
I know there's got to be a way to make this.
My favorite was from Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Sir, you must stop now.
John Carter jumps. Stop that.
Dang it. Nope, that's not. Dang. Okay, that doesn't want to work. Give me a second. Yeah, it's just... Oh, wonder if I can go into settings. General settings. So what I'm going to suggest then is you write down a list of what skills you have that are affected by encumbrance
Oh.
and what their effect is without any encumbrance. Because as far as I can tell, the theoretically elegant solution that I believe used to work of having an item with negative weight has been disabled because at some point, some coder involved in the project is like, why are we allowing negative weights? This doesn't make any sense. And put a limit of 0 on the final weight. Probably because they were running into some weird situation with the old multiplicative stacking values and additive stacking values between, two different ways of handling cost and weight of stuff, leading to things that had illogical weights and costs. Like, there's probably some spaghetti way that the system could end up with an illogical outcome,
Yeah.
but it isn't helping us here.
So
So
let us know in the
what you need
comments.
to do
yeah, right.
is just list the skills you have that care about encumbrance. Offhand, there'll be things like hiking, climbing, stealth, and obviously your dodge is listed up there. And what you'll want to do is just try to keep track to yourself with just a piece of scratch paper or something if your encumbrance is different than it looks like it is. Because the way that it works, it follows the same progression of penalties that you've got for dodge, or it's a -1 for one level of encumbrance, -2 for the next level, -3 for the next, -4. It's a cumulative -1 per level of encumbrance. And we can work our way back into it, and I can help you work your way back into it if you feel like you're getting overwhelmed at some point.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna track it all the time along with you, but if you feel like you're getting overwhelmed with it, let me know, and I can step in and help you work it out. You can also just kind of opt to ignore it and say, you know what, I'm gonna pretend for my own purposes that the gravity is the same, and every once in a while I will be I will be at a small disadvantage because I might be carrying so little that I'm at a lower.
I'm gonna be honest. That's kind of already where my mind was at. It's like I'll just do something to that effect. Where like, all right, I guess I'm -1 to stuff.
But for Clank, for Lex in particular, who seems to me to be more likely to opt to do a mathy thing to get the benefit, that's the route I would go, is do a little bit of that paperwork on the side. That does annoy me a little bit. I wish I could come up with a convenient way to
join the GURPS channels. Make a recommendation.
Yeah, I could go to their support set and ask questions about dealing with alternate gravity and if there's any good tool within the software to efficiently handle that.
Yay.
Anyway, unfortunately, that little derail about gravity took us 15 minutes.
Oh no.
So
it's just as well. I think the casino thing is going to be its own episode.
And we're going to come back tomorrow or next week. I am available at the same time next week.
Yep. Same.
Oh, hold on.
Oh.
Anything else we want to get done before we cut? Any questions, things before we cut the recording?
Bro, anything?
No, but I do have a question about last week's session.
Sure.
Points.
I thought we did it.
Well, he says he's missing some. So
I'm missing.
Do that math, and
I think we are. We had
July 29th.
No, didn't we skip a week? Because we didn't. I don't know.
No, we haven't skipped a week. If I recall correctly, we've had one full-length session and 2 short ones, so that came to 4. Should have come to, I think, 4 character points.
Oh, why didn't neither of us did it?
So 1 point for last week.
Yes.
Okay.
And this week, at this point, has come to a full session runtime, so it will be a 2-point week.
Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2.
So, yeah, you should have a total of 6 character points accumulated up to this point. You can go ahead and spend them. Let me know if there's skills as usual. Let me know if there's skills that aren't currently on your character sheet that you want to add.
I'm gonna put one in electronic surveillance
I'll allow that.
because that looks like something.
Lex gave Livia a crash course while
Yeah.
he was doing his thing.
Hopefully, crash-free crash points. Yes.
After that, I've got 2 skill points that I'm gonna sit on for a little bit. Honestly, I was thinking about games like card games, because like being good at blackjack sounds like it would be fun to be in a space opera.
What I would suggest then is putting a point or 2 into the gambling skill.
Yeah. Okay,
and you can go ahead and pick that up. That's the sort of skill that people in your kind of professional background would totally plausibly be exposed to.
Cool.
And we can allow that as sort of filling in your character's background.
Sweet.
All right. With that,
let's go gambler.
I think that concludes the official session. So, to our viewer, we'll see you in another week. And
hey,
have a good night.
First episode has like 80 views, so somebody's watching.
All right.
Did it.